Morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Are we emotionally screwed up yet? This is your zombie out here in Rosamond, California, the Weaver Giant City of Rosamond, California. It's 3:45 in the morning Pacific Standard Time, October 1st, 2023. Good morning, artists in recovery. Catching part of your video this morning and how much you got reacted. Took about a couple of days to react on that one, didn't you, pal? There's also another comment in your comments over there, and I don't think this person actually thought it through. Yeah, because it sounds like, well, if they don't like it, they should leave. It's the gist of it. Because because of this, they should just leave. And the problem is, they thought about that one back in 1860, and I keep telling people they keep forgetting history. I swear to God. The reason why I keep studying history is not to forget what the hell happened and probably educate these people out there to make them understand. Things happened back then and almost similar to what we have right now as it is. Did anybody remember what the hell happened in the Civil War back in 1860? The gist of it? There was a hell of a lot of definitions regarding this one here. Basically, the South got tired of the North. Didn't like it when we wanted to do human rights situations concerning about the slavery situation, but also uh, our massive marketing and industry out in the North was overpowering the South at that point. The Southern, sorry, got a pillow on the back of my here. And the Dixiecrats wanted just everything the way it is and don't mess around with anything because we just want things the way it is. We had a lot of progressives happening. The Republicans at that time were progressives and they wanted to build like crazy. And they really wanted to get the northern, actually the southern states up to speed. But the southern states just want things the way they were. Slavery, states doing what they all want to do, and they're not going to be conforming to a damn country. And what the country's need is, they're just only for their own thing. Just leave us the hell alone. We're getting sick and tired of you northerns out there. Got to the point where they really got sick and tired that we had to start pointing guns and shooting each other. The emancipation situation was only a side effect. It was basically the South getting sick and tired of the North. And the North was basically, and the federal government up there was telling the southern states, you know, you're here with the Union. Get over it. Even Texas had a little bit of an issue. Texas at one time tried to declare itself as an independent nation of itself. It started what they called a Lone Star State. But even then they had problems. They even had problems with Mexico, trying to win over their independence at that point. And they went over with the southern states. Right after the Civil War, they tried to sue to get out of the Union, and there was no precedent in legal for a state to do that. So the Supreme Court at the time, decided, no, you're not leaving the Union. One of the reasons why Texas got pissed off. They wanted to do things their way independently, just like the rest of the southern states. And we had Civil War. Every once in a while, Texas would have a burp at its ass of saying that we still want to be our own self, like the rest of the states in the Union right now, all the red states. They tried to do that in California. California said on that idea. They tried to split up California. No way in hell it's going to happen. No way in hell we're going to have the states break up the Union one way or another, legal or otherwise. There's no way in hell. So if you're thinking about making red states and blue states, and that's about it. Would you look at the demographics and would you look at the charts of what we've got and how spread out and how diverse the damn thing is? And you probably did. But it ain't going to happen anyway. There's no legal precedent for it. There's nothing on the books. There's no laws and no amendments to allow this to happen. So legally, they ain't going to do it unless we're declaring a civil war again. And we ain't doing that either. So it's a good fallacy right there. Meanwhile, regarding the orange gas bag there, Daryl, he doesn't know his ass from a hot rock. We all know that. And I heard about the remarks that he made, and also the remarks that I made concerning about the orange gas bag doesn't know his ass from a hot rock. And yeah, I did videos. I sent a clip over to you. But I'm just going to reiterate. He doesn't know his ass from a hot rock. He doesn't know California for shit. He doesn't give a shit about California. All he cares is about himself. He doesn't care about the union at all. And I don't care what the maggots are saying at this point over here. Oh, but he's this and he's that. No, he never showed that much compassion towards anybody else except playing golf left and right. He kept blaming people. Actually, he kept blaming Obama and Clinton for playing too much golf when Trump was always going out for golf. But that's not just it. Engineering election fraud across the board, having people do the work for him just to make sure he still stays in office, despite the election that we actually had to tell us that he lost in 2020. He lost the election in 2020, but he was on a warpath of keeping his job. But he didn't keep his job. He didn't do his job. That's the problem. Besides having an official title, you're supposed to actually show empathy for people left and right, man. I swear to God, this guy was a con man. He was playing on people's feelings left and right. He didn't give a shit. He really didn't give a shit. And even in his retirement, he still threatened to kill people left and right. He wants to kill a retired chief of staff, a joint chiefs of staff chairman. Does that make sense of any elected official we've actually had in our country's history? Do we actually want to kill our generals and kill people left and right? Oh, sure, let's go to the stores and kill people left and right. How about that? They could be potential shoplifters. Let's just shoot them. Oh, let's walk down Fifth Avenue and shoot people left and right. Nobody would give a shit. Except for the victims, and except for those who actually are related to the victims. They could have been innocent. Didn't matter. They're dead. He's saying things at the top of his head. I think he's got mental illness. I really do. Unless he's that totally devoid of humanity inside of him. And the Trumplicants who keep following him just don't understand this shit and don't want to care and don't want to deal with regular politics. They already seen how close we came to a shutdown. And all these damn conspiracy things coming out left and right, unproven, no records. Where's the records? Show us the paperwork. Show us the records on the damn thing. Well, I know this is a general rant right now. But we are in a contentious century that extremism is getting the best of us. You folks complain about the split of red states and blue states, and we should separate because it's them. They're causing the problem. No, the problem is all in all of us. I said before. We just don't take responsibility. We just blame it on the other schmuck because it's a lot easier. We don't take the blame on ourselves. And yeah, you should feel it, but you don't. You lack empathy and you lack understanding. You don't see the bigger picture. You got your pride, you got your ego, you got your megalomania going on, but you're not seeing the bigger picture. How can I educate the Philistines at this point over here? Well, if you guys ain't seeing the bigger picture, I can't make you and I can't force you to do so. I have 57 years on you. There's a lot of people older than me who think they know better, and they probably do. Or they don't. They're still tied in with the Trumps who he thinks this con man is going to solve all their damn problems. Congress didn't do it. He said he was going to do it all. And you believe the schmuck. One guy is going to change everything? Then you guys are dumber than I thought. You guys don't believe in the damn system, don't care about the damn system, or get run over by the system. Trump's going to protect you from the system? No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not taking a fall for you. He's not Jesus. Even Jesus had more compassion for human beings left and right. Even he got frustrated with humanity. But even when he was dying on the cross, he was pleading to God, forgive the humanity, because they don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't see Trump doing that one. No, Trump's going to find every way to keep his ass alive. Jesus never said anything about that. It was never quoted in the Bible. It was never quoted in the texts. You guys always get your damn scriptures wrong anyway. I know some, but not much. I don't quote either. I know just. But I can tell you that you folks just don't get it and you don't want to. You're going to listen to someone else who's going to tell you everything. That's why I have to be skeptical and open-minded. If God was going to try to find a way to get to us, he would have done it a long time ago. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. I don't know. His timing's a lot different than humanity's timing of trying to understand things. Our job is just struggling, trying to live and survive. That's about it. I don't listen to conspiracy theories, nut jobs. I see too many of them on YouTube these days. People keep claiming that Trump is still the president of the United States. I don't think so, Scooter Boy and girl. He's not. It's been Biden. Official. On the records. And without causing an insurrection. Without creating chaos and confusion and then blaming everybody else for it. And then the folks saying, oh, it's Antifa, it's Black Lives Matter, it's their fault. Well, they once keep saying, hang Mike Pence. See, these are the nut jobs. Say, let's split the country in pieces here. Let's split the United States. Let's go for a government shutdown. We can't work together. We don't want to work together. We want to separate. Then my thing for you is, if you can't stay here for the damn thing, why don't I throw the whole attitude right back in your face? Why don't you fucking leave the country? Go to some other place. Do you think it's going to be a hell of a lot better? Because right now, America's dead, baby. Good, bad, and different. And you still have to fight to make changes in the system. You have to get involved. You have to get your hands dirty. You have to go out there and make a difference, despite the fact that people say otherwise. I always bring up this one, the American president with Michael Douglas in it, the speech that he had in the last 10 to 15 minutes of the movie. And he was talking about it a great deal, and people keep forgetting about this. America is advanced citizenship. You really got to want it, and you really got to fight people for it. Because you got to acknowledge that they've got a right to say whatever they're going to say. And they're going to scream it at the top of your lungs because you're going to be doing the same damn thing to yourself. But you have to understand they have the right to say it just as much as you have the right to say it. And somewhere in there's going to be a bit of compromise, especially in the government system we have that's been built up for over 240 or like 260 years, somewhere like that. It's been that long. Madison, Jefferson. These guys were thinking things up left and right. The Federalist Papers number 10, if I'm not mistaken. You got to read it. Download the damn thing. It's out there on the internet. A lot of universities have copies of the damn thing. Why not pick it up and just read the damn thing? It'll tell you how the country is based. When they originally started, the concept of our democratic republic, or is it a republic democracy? They never could quite get it ironed out. We are a republic. We have elected officials. We have representative. It's a representative democracy. It's not a direct democracy where we have one person, one vote in every state and in the whole union. It doesn't work that way. They had make sure that we had set this up in every state. Actually had elected officials to be sent to Congress, which made each state was responsible for their own election system to get a representative in both the House and the Senate. And the people still had to decide who the president and the vice president was going to be. And in that situation, we had electoral college. And electoral college was based off of population. It still is. The more populated an area is, the more representation we get. That's why California has a hell of a lot of representation. We got counties like crazy. Texas has the same damn shit. Alaska, not as much. Even though they have dense population, but they're not spread out as much. Hawaii will get a few representatives. But as long as they have electors that we vote to get in, we're not voting them by name, but we are voting in for the party. And the party's already got those electors signed already. And then they go out and make the difference. And sometimes, yeah, other electors will say, if this candidate is not doing so well, we're going to go to another candidate that we feel. That's one of the drawbacks of it, of the electoral college system. Not a direct democracy, though. And in the democracy, in the Constitution itself, that I keep saying that we keep missing left and right, it's citizens of the United States. Now, I know that there is a lot of non-citizens that are still trying to vote. And a lot of people get pissed off about the situation. They do. And maybe it does say in the Constitution you're supposed to be a citizen of the United States. And that should have been followed through. Maybe they could have made another attempt at the amendments. But the thing of it is, they didn't. The thing of it is, they didn't. They didn't want any foreign influence into our country's election system. One of the main reasons why they chose not to make a foreign national be put into a position where they're going to be the leader of our country. They tried to do that with Schwarzenegger when Reagan was in office. Actually, not when Reagan was in office. I got that one screwed up. When we lost out on Jerry Brown, and he had to term out. What was it? Before or after, Jerry? I'm going to have to check the records on that one. Schwarzenegger, who was Austrian born but also had dual citizenship, United States and Austrian. He was made governor of California because of election recall because of Governor Gray Davis. People didn't like what Gray Davis was doing, even though he's trying to improve the economy. And it was actually proven that he was doing something positive. But people didn't want Gray Davis. Apparently, the Reds didn't want him there. So they got the so they got the recall election going on, and they got rid of Davis, and they put in Schwarzenegger because they thought he was a neat guy, he was a neat actor, he knew what he was doing, and then our economy tanked until we got Brown back in office. Then after Brown, we got Newsom. Every time there's been a Republican, our economy usually tanked like crazy. Taxes, taxes, yeah. They don't like taxes. Democrats like taxes. Only because we're using the taxes to help support a lot of things that we need. Infrastructure is one of them. Other special programs we still needed. But people keep thinking that they're going to be siphoning it dry. Maybe, maybe not. The problem with democracy, it's not perfect. Even elected officials, even if we were trying to get an official elected into an office at this point over here, there's always bribery on that one. There's always a way to influence it. It was always one of the weakest forms of government, and yet offered the hope of freedom, the choice to do so, the choice to make the decision whether or not we want this schmuck or this other schmuck in office. And hopefully that schmuck can help us out. There was a lot of things I learned in college on this one. A lot of things I missed while going through high school on this one. They weren't very specific about it. They were just trying to get people out of there. Get them a little bit of the basics, but not the thorough understanding of what the country and what our democracy and our government system is all about. And how our government system affects everybody else. Gee, it's called studying. It's called reading books. You think people are actually capable of that one in our country? That's a scary thought when I keep thinking that people don't care about libraries. They like to burn books because they don't like to read them. They want to be Nazi Germany, have somebody else lead them by the leash. And at the same time, let's go kill people in concentration camps, shall we? Because they're different. Therefore, we ought to smoke them. A little too rough for the zeros and ones, I hope? Well, the scariest damn thing, we may be coming close to that point. It was bad enough in World War II when we had the Japanese attacking Pearl Harbor and set America into a course of action we didn't even like. Going through our citizens and see whether or not they actually are true Americans or not, and even if they claim they are, let's put them into a camp. Manzanar, we still got out here in California. We still have remnants of the damn thing, and it still scares the living crap out of the descendants who actually grew up in that place, and also the stories that came out of it too. You want to talk about history? You want to talk about reds and blues separating? You got to get down and dirty in our country. You got to get down and dirty with our history. We are not the most perfect country out there, despite the fact some people may claim we are ultra patriotic. We are ultra. No, we are just one screwed up country with a hell of a history that we still can't ignore, and we shouldn't. We have to understand all the damn things we screwed up on and the people we hurt in the process. We try to make amends one way or another, and then we have to move forward. Then we try to make the country workable. I didn't say great, I said workable. Great is an ego situation. Great is ego running amok. If we want to have a workable government system that actually cares about its people, then we got to work hard on that one. Then maybe somehow we'll develop the pride necessary to wear the red, white, and blue, to fly the flag, and to say, we actually give a shit about our country. But I guess people don't care about that one, do they? They don't care about it because they want to bury the history alive and make up their own damn history. And you call yourself Americans? You disgust me all. Ignorant bastards.